Hey there, if you've ever tried to solve a performance problem on your team, it can feel like you're just constantly putting out fires. Well, today we're going to talk about a way to step back, put down the fire extinguisher, and actually engineer success from the ground up. And this gets right to the heart of it, doesn't it? We see the symptoms all the time. Deadlines get missed, quality drops. But we struggle to name the actual disease. I mean, you can't really solve a problem if you don't have a super clear picture of what solved even looks like. So here it is. This is the big idea for our whole chat today. Instead of staring at the problem, we're going to start by obsessing over the solution. We're going to build a detailed, almost architectural blueprint of what an absolute expert, a master, looks like in action. Because only then can we truly see where everyone else is falling short. Okay, so what does that even mean, model mastery? Well, before we can find any gaps in what people are doing, we have to get everyone in a room and agree on a crystal clear picture of what great looks like for a specific job. This right here, this is a huge shift in mindset. On the left, you've got what most of us do, managing performance. It's totally reactive, right? A problem pops up, we try to whack it. But on the right, that's engineering mastery. This is proactive. It's about being an architect, not a firefighter. You're building that blueprint for success before you even start talking about problems. So, how do you actually build this blueprint? You can't just wing it. You need a specific tool, and that tool is called the performance model. Seriously, think of it as the architectural plans for peak performance in any role. All right, here's the formal definition, but let's break it down. This thing has a two-part mission. First, it captures every single detail of what ideal top-tier performance looks like. And second, you use that ideal model as a yardstick to measure reality and see exactly where the gaps are. Okay, now this might look a little intimidating, but stick with me because the logic here is just brilliant. This is way more than a job description. It's a chain of cause and effect. See how it starts on the left with areas of performance? That's the big picture. From there, it asks, okay, what specific outputs does a master produce? Then, how do we measure that? And finally, what specific tasks do they perform to create that output? You're literally reverse engineering success. And this quote from Guy W. Wallace just nails why this is so practical. This isn't some fantasy document about a perfect world. It shows you both. It gives you the destination, that's the ideal, and it gives you your current location on the map, that's the actual. So, we've got our blueprint of mastery. What now? Well, now we get to use it as a diagnostic tool. We can finally stop guessing and start pinpointing exactly where things are going wrong. You can really see it in action here. On the left is our perfect blueprint. We use that like a set of glasses to look at the real world. And on the right, we start filling in the typical performance gaps. We're basically asking, okay, compared to our gold standard, where are people consistently missing the mark? This is how you turn a vague complaint, like customer service is bad, into a specific documented list of problems. Finding the gap is awesome, but it's only half the story. If your sales team is missing its numbers, just yelling, "Sell more," is completely useless. You have to understand the root cause. Why is that gap even there? And it turns out there are really only three places to look. Is it the environment? Maybe the process is broken or they don't have the right tools. Is it knowledge? The classic training gap. They just don't know how. Or is it the individual? Maybe they just don't have the right attributes for that role. This little framework is so powerful because it stops you from just assuming every problem needs a training solution. Okay, deep breath. We've defined what's perfect, we've found the real-world gaps, and we've diagnosed the root cause. Now for the most important part. How do we actually fix it? This brings us to the final piece of our puzzle, finding the enablers. So, what are enablers? They're the building blocks you absolutely need for high performance. It could be a piece of software, a specific skill like negotiating, or even just a clear company policy. They are the must-haves for success. And man, this process gets detailed. Just look at this list. We're not talking about vague stuff like good communication. It forces you to get specific about everything from company policies to industry standards to personal skills. And that's so important because sometimes the thing that's holding everyone back isn't the obvious technical skill, it's something everyone else has completely overlooked. Now, once you have this huge list of enablers, you can't tackle them all at once, so you have to prioritize. And to do that, you rate each one on three things. How critical is it? How hard is it to learn? And how volatile is it? Meaning, how often does this information change? Answering these helps you put your time, money, and energy where they'll make the biggest difference. So when you put all of this together,
the performance model, the gap analysis, the enablers. You've done something really amazing. You've taken a messy, frustrating performance problem and turned it into a clear, data-driven system for getting better.
And at the end of the day, it gives you 3 powerful levers you can pull. You can fix the process itself. You can improve the people, the human assets, with better training or hiring, or you can improve their environment, the tools and systems they use. And the best part? You know exactly which lever to pull for which problem.
And that's really the big payoff. This whole thing is designed to get you out of the business of guessing and into the world of strategy. No more random training programs that go nowhere. Every single thing you do is a targeted solution for a specific, documented problem.
So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. In your organization, in your own work, are you stuck in that reactive cycle, just managing performance? Or are you ready to step back, pick up a pencil, and start engineering mastery?